You've probably heard of this scientist, and chances are you've seen his famous photo. But what exactly did he invent? Maybe something about electricity, or perhaps Edison's light bulb comes to mind. Let's dive into the story. Nikola Tesla was born in the mid-19th century in the Austrian Empire, in what is now Croatia. At the time, the empire was struggling with the Hungarian Revolution, which was only quelled with the help of Russia. Austria was also losing its influence in Germany and Italy. Tesla's father was an Orthodox priest, and his mother was a homemaker from a family of Orthodox clergy. Nikola was the fourth of 5 children, with 3 sisters and 1 brother. Tesla's childhood was marked by tragic events that shaped his life. One day, while riding horses with his older brother Dane, Nikola playfully startled Dane's horse. The horse threw Dane off, crushing his skull and killing him. Tesla not only witnessed his brother's death but also blamed himself for it. Years later, at 17, shortly after enrolling in school, Nikola contracted cholera. He was bedridden for 9 months, suffering from dehydration, constant seizures, and vomiting. After surviving the illness, Tesla developed germophobia. He was terrified of germs, avoided eating at restaurants, and would demand his food be removed if a fly landed on his plate. These early traumas likely contributed to Tesla's lifelong fascination with the paranormal. Tesla excelled in school, took a gap year to avoid military service, during which he read extensively. Later, he enrolled at university and performed well initially, but by his 3rd year, he dropped out not because he knew everything, but because he became consumed with drinking, gambling, and chasing women. As a result, he lost a valuable internship, couldn't pay for school, and was expelled. Eventually, Tesla found work at a small engineering company in Prague. Despite his incomplete education, he proved to be highly skilled in mechanics and engineering. He slowly climbed the career ladder until his acquaintances secured him a job at Thomas Edison's subsidiary in Paris. After 6 months, he left for unclear reasons. Tesla later joined one of Edison's competitors, but after creating some inventions, the company swindled him out of his patents. Determined, Tesla approached another rival company, this time with a solid contract. There, he developed the world's first electric motor. While the lack of funding hindered the project's success, the invention itself laid the foundation for modern electric vehicles. This brings us to Tesla's infamous rivalry with Edison. The feud stemmed from Edison's direct current DC, which was stable and reliable, and Tesla's alternating current AC, which was cheaper, but less safe. Around this time, a new method of execution was introduced, the electric chair. When asked which type of current was deadlier, Edison claimed AC was more dangerous. He then conducted gruesome demonstrations, electrocuting cats, dogs, a horse, and even a circus elephant that had killed 3 people. While the animals died quickly, the first human execution was horrific. The condemned man's brain essentially boiled. His blood vessels burst, yet he survived for another 8 agonizing minutes. Despite Edison's efforts to discredit AC, the market sided with Tesla's invention. Edison's company suffered losses, and he was eventually forced out by investors. The company was later absorbed into a larger conglomerate. But in reality, the so-called war of the currents wasn't Tesla versus Edison, it was Tesla versus the industry. Tesla rarely engaged in public disputes. In fact, he later referred to Edison as a brilliant man and expressed admiration for their time working together. Not something you'd expect from someone talking about a sworn enemy. As for Tesla's scientific contributions, he was a brilliant engineer and inventor. But he didn't make any groundbreaking discoveries. He refined the radio, created measuring devices, electrical equipment, motors, and transformers. But he didn't invent electricity or discover X-rays. And no, he didn't invent Hanover-free electrified vodka either. Later, Tesla aimed to revolutionize wireless energy transmission. He secured funding and began constructing a tower. Unfortunately, around the same time, another scientist discovered radio waves, a more realistic method for transmitting information. Tesla shifted focus to wireless electricity transmission, but his project ran out of funds, and his investor pulled out. He couldn't secure new funding, and the dream remained unrealized. Today, many of Tesla's ideas are criticized for their lack of scientific merit. Renowned astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson has even called Tesla's wireless energy concept a violation of basic physics and potentially life-threatening. Following this failure, Tesla's mental health declined, his germophobia intensified, and he developed obsessive-compulsive tendencies, becoming fixated on the numbers 3, 6, and 9. Why those numbers? If you repeatedly add the digits of any number e.g., 17 equals 1 plus 7 equals 8, you'll never end up with 3, 6, or 9. This fascinated Tesla, leading him to swim exactly 33 laps in pools, work strictly from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and walk 3 laps around buildings before entering them. When staying at hotels, he only chose rooms divisible by 3, 6, or 9. The peak of Tesla's eccentricity was his relationship with pigeons. On weekends, he spent hours feeding them in the park and even took sick birds home to nurse them. Tesla once confessed that he had fallen in love with a particular pigeon, claiming they communicated telepathically. When the pigeon died, Tesla fell into a deep depression for 2 years. Though he never had a significant romantic relationship, his connection with the bird seemed to fill that void. In 1943, Nikola Tesla passed away at the age of 86 in a New York City hotel, in room 3327.